What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Smith, and this is for the HPL League year in review. I am the Baltimore Ravens. Fun fact: I joined this, before the end of last season, and I think I came in like 3 games in, or 3 or 4 games left, and the squad was like 3-13, and I had to make all sorts of crazy moves and get rid of some old guys and cut a lot of guys just because they hurt the cap and they didn't really fit with what I wanted to do. So, as you see, Flacco had 5,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Allen, 1,200, had 2,000-yard receivers, and the tight end had 700 yards, and I have 2 really good tight ends. So I feel really good about that. The 15 rushing touchdowns was really good, but the run game was always really inconsistent for me, and I think part of that was just because of how Madden operates, and I don't think I'm the best play caller when it comes to the run game. As far as diversifying the type of runs that we get. Perryman was a monster, 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns. Dyer is a rookie, 6'5", 240. Gilmore's the tight end that I was talking about. He's great. Aiken came in, missed like half the season, and still had 500 yards. But he's going to be a free agent. I'm not overly concerned with him because, number one, he's a little bit older than the rest of the guys, whereas Perriman's like 25 or 26 now. Aiken is like 27, 28 going in, and he's only 80 overall, so he's going to hit that regression line soon, and he's going to ask for a lot of money. I actually franchise tagged him, oddly enough, over the offseason because I didn't have Dyer and Poe, who's there right below Aiken, who played in his absence a little bit in the slot when I went more for a run game before he came back. And so I decided, since I had Poe and Dyer and Perryman, I'll just let Aiken go. It sucks that I won't be able to get anything out of him, but I didn't want to trade him with him being franchise tagged and have somebody else deal with it. And I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure that's against the rules in this league, so I'm just kind of letting him walk. So whoever wants him, he's not a bad pickup for you. As far as the offense, I went with more of a pistol look, and I might change it up, but I actually like the offense. I just kind of put all the pistol sets and really got some diversified looks. Here's just some offensive lineman stats. I mean, take of them what you will. Obviously, your tackles are going to be the worst as far as sacks go, but I don't really think they really matter. I think if you had a horrible O-line, you're still going to get the same results. C.J. Mosley was the leader on the defense, 116 tackles. I think he actually might have missed a game or 2 as well. So, and the 10 interceptions was, mostly user picks. I usually use or whoever is roaming the middle, and I just kind of roam. Lewis is going to be walking. I have a couple of backups at safety that I think are going to be a lot better, and he's only, year 7, so he's about to hit that regression mark. Whoever at Madden, by the way, at EA Sports decided to make 28 the regression mark is an idiot. So Jimmy Smith is the best corner I have, and he's okay at best, I guess. He's really good at pressing, but everything else he's subpar at, and again he's hit that regression line, so upgrading him is beyond happening. Dorsey is the rookie, and I think he played pretty well, but he's only a number 2 corner or a guy you want in the slot. He's not that guy. Eric Weddle, he's on the trade block, so if you want him, talk to me. Bostic is my rookie, who's going to be a 90-plus overall coming into next year. I'm going to show you his stats later, but 10.5 sacks. The tackles for loss, 20. I mean, he had a great rookie year. I couldn't ask for anything else. Dumerville, he led the team in sacks, but he's getting old, and that regression trade is really going to hit him come the offseason. So I'm probably just going to let him walk and try to sign him a little bit smaller deal. Even though he wasn't asking for a whole lot this time, my big thing is to always go youth and then build, especially early into a CFM. So Dumerville, I'm gonna try to sign, but if not, I'll find a replacement for him, or I might have to even blitz a little bit more than I'd like to now, even. So that's what it's gonna be. Now I have another rookie linebacker. His name is Frazier. I think we're about to scroll to him in just a minute, but he missed half the season, and he still had 40 tackles and 3 interceptions. I mean, he's a monster, and I'll show you his stats later on as well. And between him and Mosley, my nickel set linebackers are set. And here he is. He only played 9 games, so he missed just a little under half the season. and he is going to be a beast. Him and Bostic are going to be and Mosley even, are going to be the centerpiece of my defense for probably the rest of the CFM, if I'm honest. Those are the guys that's going to be franchise tagged or re-signed or whatever, every single rep I can. Brandon Williams, he's one of the top defense tackles in the game, but defense tackles don't have a huge impact in this game like defensive ends do, so you take that for what it is. But Gordon Frazier, I think I'm about to show you his stats now. I think this is pre-recorded. Yeah, here we go. As you can see, he's a monster. The only thing I can really upgrade with him that I care about is the tackle, obviously, and I guess awareness, just for when I do play CPU, or whenever I sim. He's not, costing me a game, but those stats, and he's only a rookie, man. He's gonna be a mid-80s guy at the end of next year at least, and probably be at 90s by the year after. So I'm gonna have 3 studs on defense within the next couple of years at least. And look at the zone coverage, almost an 80 as a rookie. It's fantastic. And here's Bostic's stats. Now he is a true 3-4 defensive end that I'm playing as the outside 3-4 end, 4-3 end, and the only reason I did that is because I moved Timmy Jernigan inside, where he was a defensive end, or listed as a defensive end. And the only reason I did that was just to match my scheme. And his speed and acceleration don't quite match up, but the rest of his stats were so good it almost doesn't even matter. I'm expecting a big year from him. Hopefully he plays better than he did this season, which is asking a lot actually. So that's pretty much it for my individual stats, and I think we dive in and just kind of look at the overall team. I think I came in first in total yardage, which the yardage doesn't count, but and I think I came in second in total scoring. So all in all, offensively, we had a really good year. Flacco had a tremendous year. Again, the 2,000-yard receivers, you can't just key in on one guy. If you double cover Perryman, which everybody does, you're going to get beat by Dyer and the tight ends and all of the bootlegs I like to run. It's nasty. So the points per game, 32.8. That's a little bit misleading because the defense scored several touchdowns for me. And the 32 points are because I have to play shootouts because the defense was so bad. So I'm not sure if my offense is really that good, or if it's just because we're playing long quarters in Madden, so naturally you're going to have higher scores. I'm not really sure which one it is. So rushing, I always felt very inconsistent with rushing, and I think a good part of that is just because, like I said earlier, not a very good play caller when it comes to running, as far as when to call a counter, when to call a power or a zone or a toss or whatever. I'm not very creative when it comes to that stuff, and part of that is due to the limitations of Madden and their playbooks. With me trying to run out the pistol, there's not a whole lot of ways to hit the outside of calling strong power and stuff like that. And so there's the points per game there, 32.8. And I think total rushing touchdowns might have been like 20, 21. So, I feel pretty balanced, 35 passing, 21 rushing. That's a pretty balanced offense. Defensively, we're at the bottom, man. We're bottom 10 in everything defensively. And, again, part of that is just because my secondary is hot garbage. You have a couple good pieces. Like I said, Jimmy Smith is not bad, but he's not somebody that I would want my number 1 corner to be in terms of Madden. So hopefully I can make a couple of trades or sign somebody in free agency that can be on the opposite side of him, that can actually elevate that secondary a little bit. Rushing yards, we're about middle of the pack, I guess. It is what it is. We're going to get better because Bostic and Frazier are going to be healthy and they're monsters. Points allowed, I think it's because I scored so many points, and there were several games where I just kind of went into prevent mode and allowed, an extra 2 touchdowns in the 4th. So I don't think the defense is as bad as the points allowed says, but you are what the stats say, I guess, right? Quarterback sacks, we're about middle of the pack. We had 38 or so, I think, close to 40 in terms of sacks. So, and again, that's with Dumerville having 15 and Bostic having 10.5, and then everybody else had like 5 or less. So it's really those 2 guys that were the primary, heat bringers, and everybody else just kind of did whatever. And again, I don't blitz a whole lot because I feel like in Madden, you get burned when you blitz unless you just dial it up at just the right time. So I just usually play back and lock down the middle and hope for the pass rush to come. Third down conversions, we're at the bottom of the league. That's something I feel is more of a play calling issue than execution issue. And part of it is because I always just kind of play to the sticks rather than taking a whole lot of chances. And the run game is so inconsistent in Madden. If it's 3rd and 1, you're not guaranteed anything. Not even a decent push. And again, I think a part of that is Madden. I think the second part of that is just my play calling. I just don't think the play calling is very good. So that's something I just need to work on, is the third down conversions. But oddly enough, the red zone is where we shine. I mean, 90% red zone percentage? Are you kidding me? I mean, 30 touchdowns and 19 field goals. So basically, if we get the red zone, we're scoring. I don't turn the ball over in the red zone is what that's telling me. And I can't get mad at that. So yeah, I think in the red zone we just need to keep that up. Penalties don't really care about. Turnovers, I believe we're top 5 in turnovers. Oh, we're actually number 2. So 20 turnover difference. I mean, that's where I want to be. I want to be top 5 in that category. And just for fun, I haven't really looked at all the. And I actually want to talk about the schedule real quick. The schedule, I missed basically 5 games in a row. I played against the Browns in week 11, and then it was Christmas holidays. And the reason in week 11 I was sim because I don't play computer. So if you're the computer, I'm just an automatic sim for me. I don't play the computer. I don't enjoy it, so I don't. But from like week 11 to like until week 16 against the Jags, I was going. That's why you have all those losses in a row. Is just because it was the Christmas holidays and I was busy and I wasn't really concerned about playing a Madden game. So I feel if I'd played at least one of those games, especially against the CPU, like on my own time without having to worry about somebody else scheduling, I feel like I could have gotten the playoffs. And seeing how the Browns season went and how the last game went, I would have been 9-7. He'd have been 9-7, but I'd had the tiebreaker, I think, the division, so it would have all worked out, I guess, but it was no big deal. I enjoyed the season and enjoyed the league, so it does everything I want it to. So as you can see with the schedule, the first Cincinnati game was against a different Cincinnati guy than we have now, who I really like. I think he's a solid player. But the second time I played the Bengals, man, I think he had something like 300 rushing yards against me. I mean, it was insane. I couldn't stop whoever the running back was. I can't remember who it is now. But it was just absolutely insane. So it is what it is. If I'd have pulled out one more game, I'd be in the playoffs. But it is what it is. So that's basically the season in review. The rest of this is kind of going through the awards and who I really cared about. And I kind of spotlighted my guys that got mentioned. The only ones worth noteworthy, the only ones that are really noteworthy is I think Flacco got mentioned for MVP and top quarterback in the AFC and that sort of thing. Bostic almost had Defensive Rookie of the Year in terms of the AFC. I think he was like top 5 for that. So, I mean, there's a couple of good things here and there, but, it's just kind of for if you're in the league and you want to see and check it out, this is your opportunity to do that. But that's pretty much it for me. We'll talk again before the start of the regular season and kind of go over my draft picks and that sort of thing. And hopefully I can kind of make this, somewhat regular just to kind of get my thoughts and opinions out on the league and where my team is and that sort of thing. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I'm kind of long-winded, but can't wait for next season, and good luck to those in the playoffs. And that's it.
Shout out to my that can get it independent and ain't looking for no love, though. He trying to catch me in my feelings, but he don't know that I'm the though. He trying to stunt and give me drinks. I got the bottles in the section and I'm burning with the bass.
You better not be the one to doubt us, 'cause we've been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. We been on the road, from the go. Hit my glow, you know. We been down for too long to give up. Can't go, I need all pesos, want it all. Case closed, I go balls to the wall, can't hold to the ball game over. These boys can't hold me, you boys can't hold us. I told you, better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. When I was back home washing them dishes, I was just wishing I could just vision. I was gon' get it, I was on missions, I was just living. Walked in that building, we was just building, taking our time. We was just yielding, we was just chilling. Away from these haters, know they be watching like a theater. Yeah. Plotting these niggas that we need later. They gon' degrade us, it won't delay us. This is what made us. We got Omega, probably roll. Probably just leave. I see you later. I salute Wake, cop a new crib, got some new neighbors. You get this big, they gon' want favors, they gon' want flavors. Probably roll. Hope the Lord save us, away from these haters. Hope the Lord save us, away from these snakes, away from these fakes. Wait, I need breaks, wait, I need cake. How long can we wait? Come on, you better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind. 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 We gon' blow your mind.
Weatherman says it's gonna rain. Don't worry, girl, it won't change a thing.